911, what's your emergency? Somebody's been shot. Inside the theater, he's not moving. The audio fades out. A slow-motion shot of a dimly lit movie theater. A popcorn bucket spills onto the floor. A single seat, empty, blood staining the cushion. A night at the movies, a normal evening, ruined by a single gunshot. Michael Tenorio walked into this theater with his wife, expecting laughter and entertainment. Enrique Padilla sat in a seat that wasn't his, expecting nothing more than a movie. Neither of them knew that in just minutes, one of them would be dead. A flash of blurred crime scene photos. Police lights flicker in the background. Over something so small, so meaningless, a man lost his life. But what really happened in that darkened theater? Who started it? And could this murder have been prevented? Dramatic pause. Fade to black. A heartbeat sound lingers, slow, then stops. Let's go back to that night. To the moment everything changed. Welcome to True Crime Stories videos. I welcome you, my viewers, and most especially my subscribers, for your support as we keep improving and bringing you daily told and untold true crime stories. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. June 25, 2023. A warm Sunday night in Albuquerque. A night like any other. The smell of popcorn in the air. People laughing, chatting, waiting for the movie to start. No one knows what's coming. No one knows that, before the credits roll, a man will be dead. Michael Tenorio and his wife walk in, their tickets in hand. Reserved seats picked in advance. They're expecting a carefree night, a few laughs, a break from reality. But instead they walk straight into a problem. 2 seats. Their seats. Taken. Enrique Padilla and his girlfriend sit where they don't belong. Maybe they didn't check. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they think it's not a big deal. But to Michael and his wife, it is. Michael stops. His wife looks at him. A simple situation. A simple fix. Just ask them to move. Michael speaks, keeping his voice calm. He tells Padilla those are their seats. But the response he gets isn't what he expects. No apology. No movement. Just resistance. Just words that don't help. Tension builds. A back and forth. Words becoming sharper, voices getting tighter. This should have been over by now. A quick exchange, a small misunderstanding, nothing more. But it isn't ending. Michael stands his ground. He paid for these seats. He has every right to be here. He expects Padilla to understand that. But Padilla isn't moving. Seconds tick by. The weight of the moment presses down on them. Other moviegoers glance over, sensing the tension, but no one steps in. No one ever does. It's just an argument. Just a disagreement. People argue all the time. What's the worst that could happen? The movie starts. But Michael and Padilla aren't watching. They're locked in this moment, this problem that should have already been solved. This should have been nothing. But it isn't. Not tonight. Because in just a few minutes, someone will be on the floor, bleeding. Someone will take their last breath. And no one in this theater will ever forget what happens next. It started with words. Small words, quiet at first. But words can grow. Words can turn sharp. Words can push people to places they never meant to go. Michael Tenorio stands his ground. These are his seats. He's not asking for much, just for what's right. But Enrique Padilla doesn't move. He won't be told what to do. Not by a stranger. Not here. Other moviegoers glance over. No one speaks. No one wants to get involved. It's just an argument, nothing more. Any second now someone will back down. Someone has to. But no one does. The voices rise. The space between them shrinks. There's no movie playing in their minds anymore, no laughter, no entertainment. Just this. This moment. This fight. Michael won't let it go. His wife tugs at his arm, whispers for him to leave it alone. But he can't. He shouldn't have to. He paid for these seats. He's in the right. And he's not walking away. Padilla's face tightens. His girlfriend shifts beside him. He's done talking. Done explaining. His hand moves, not to his drink, not to his phone. Lower. To his waistband. To something cold. Something final. Michael doesn't see it. Not yet. Then, a flash. A crack. A sound that doesn't belong in a movie theater. Everything stops. A gasp. A scream. The smell of gunpowder in the air. Michael stumbles back, hands gripping his chest. His knees buckle. His wife's voice, shaking, breaking, calls his name. But he doesn't answer. And before the credits ever roll, Michael Tenorio is gone. The theater is no longer a place of laughter. It is a crime scene. And Enrique Padilla, he's not finished yet. The gunshot echoes. A single moment of silence follows, like the whole theater is holding its breath. Then chaos. Screams. Rushing feet. People pushing, stumbling, running for the exits. No one knows what just happened. They only know one thing: they have to get out. Michael Tenorio's wife drops to her knees beside him. She shakes him, calls his name. But he's not moving. He's not speaking. Blood spills onto the theater floor, soaking into the carpet, spreading under the dim glow of the screen. Somewhere in the crowd, someone pulls out their phone. Hands shaking, voice breaking. 911, what's your emergency? A voice, frantic, gasping for air. Someone's been shot. He's not breathing. Please send help. Enrique Padilla is still there. Gun in his hand. But he's not running. Not yet. Sirens wail in the distance. The flashing red and blue lights are coming. Outside, officers move fast. Guns drawn. Voices sharp. Shooter inside. The doors burst open. A flood of police officers rush in. But the man with the gun, he isn't done making choices. The theater is in chaos. People are still running. Still screaming. But Enrique Padilla, he doesn't run. Not at first. He stands there, gun in his hand, heart pounding. Then, as the sirens grow louder, as the police get closer, he moves. Out the doors. Into the night. Disappearing before anyone can stop him. But he doesn't go home. He doesn't go far. Instead, he walks into a hospital. Bleeding. A gunshot wound. But how? Who pulled the trigger? Did someone fight back? Or did something else happen? Doctors treat him. Nurses whisper. But outside, the world already knows his name. The man who shot another over a movie seat. The man who walked away while another man lay dying. And now, the police know where to find him. They walk in. No sirens. No rush. Just a quiet certainty that this is over. Handcuffs click. The hospital doors swing open. Cameras flash. Reporters shout his name. Then his face. Cold. Expressionless. His mugshot staring back at the world. But this isn't the end. Because Enrique Padilla has his own story to tell. A man is dead. Another is in handcuffs. But the story isn't finished. Not yet. Detectives step in. Not to guess. Not to assume. But to find the truth. Surveillance footage. Gunpowder residue. The bullet's path. Every detail matters. The question is simple. Was this self-defense? Or was it something else? Ballistics tell a story. The distance between them. The angle of the shot. The force of impact. Science doesn't lie. But people do. Enrique Padilla has his version of what happened. So does Michael Tenorio's wife. So do the witnesses, the ones who stayed, the ones who saw everything. And now, inside a courtroom, those stories will collide. Because soon Enrique Padilla won't just be a man in a mugshot. He'll be a man on trial. A theater full of people. Dozens of eyes. Dozens of memories. But no two stories are the same. Some say they heard arguing. Others say they saw a struggle. Some barely noticed until the shot rang out. One witness says, "I thought it was part of the movie, until I saw blood." Another says, "It happened so fast. 1 second they were arguing, the next Michael was on the floor." But words can only go so far. The real question is, why? Why did Enrique Padilla pull that trigger? Did he mean to kill? Or was it panic? A moment of fear? A mistake he couldn't take back. Investigators dig deeper. His past. His temper. His history with guns. Does it point to a man who snapped? Or a man who was always capable of this? And in the courtroom, one question lingers above all. Was this murder, or something else? 8 months later. A courtroom filled with faces. Some seeking justice. Some seeking closure. And one man waiting to hear his fate. Enrique Padilla stands before the judge. No more running. No more hiding. Just the truth he can't escape. He pleads guilty. Second-degree murder. No trial. No jury. Just a confession and a sentence waiting to be spoken. Michael Tenorio's family sits in silence. Their son. Their brother. Their husband. Gone forever. One by one they stand. Their voices shake, but their words are strong. Michael's wife speaks first. The last person to see him alive. The last person to hear his voice. She tells Padilla what he took. The future he stole. The love that will never grow old. His mother speaks next. No mother should have to bury her son. No mother should have to hear how he died over and over again in court, in the news, in her nightmares. The judge listens. The courtroom waits. Then, the sentence. 20 years in prison. Some say it's justice. Others say it's not enough. But nothing will bring Michael back. Nothing will undo what happened inside that darkened theater. One decision. One gunshot. One life lost forever. And as Enrique Padilla is led away in handcuffs, one question remains. Will 20 years be enough for a lifetime stolen? A movie seat. A simple, everyday thing. A place to sit, to laugh, to escape for a few hours. But for Michael Tenorio, it became the reason he never walked out of that theater. One argument. One gun. 1 second that changed everything. How does this happen? How does a small dispute spiral into something deadly? How does a night out turn into a crime scene? Some say it's anger. Some say it's pride. Others say it's something bigger, something deeper, something broken in the way we live. The laws. The guns. The way we handle conflict. How fast a situation can turn violent. And how slow justice can feel when a life is already gone. Michael's wife, Jacqueline Tenorio, speaks one last time. Her voice is steady but her heart is shattered. I want people to remember Michael. Not how he died, but how he lived. He was kind. He was loving. He didn't deserve this. Her words hang in the air. Heavy. Real. Because this isn't just about one night. One theater. One gun. This is about all of us. And the question we have to ask ourselves: how many more times will this happen before something changes? Michael Tenorio's story should never have happened. But it did. And it won't be the last unless we learn from it. If this story shocked you, if it made you think, help us spread awareness. Like this video. Share it. Let people know his name. Let people know how quickly a simple moment can turn deadly. And if you want to hear more stories like this, real stories, hard truths, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Because these stories matter. Because the next one could happen to anyone.